This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
Check. Microphone checker.
Check it.
Microphone checker.
Check it.
We'll explain that in just a minute. It's the 25th of March. The year is 2021. Or the Lord or something. My name's Corey Winfield.
I am Marnie Winfield.
And this is the 217 Recovery Podcast. This is what everybody's been talking about.
Right.
Everybody's like, hey, that podcast you need to check out. They just talk about all kinds of crazy stuff, whatever. They have stupid opens sometimes. Or check. Yeah, that one. This is it. Welcome. And no, we were playing around like many episodes ago, and if I hit the little headphone icon, it gives feedback. So like we were kind of playing around with it, and it sounds like it's like a huge echo, which reminded me of the Jason theme from Friday the 13th. It's like kill. So that's what we were kind of messing around doing that. And then, anyway, that's the open. I have been busy driving people to where they need to go.
Yes, you have been. Which
is fun sometimes. It's very rewarding most of the time. And it doesn't mean, when I take somebody to or from treatment, it doesn't mean that they're going to remain sober the rest of their life. What we do is get somebody from point A to point B, but we do it and we have recovery coaches driving. And we offer a little hope, a little inspiration, a little insight. And you never know when that's going to click with somebody. And it's a good way to get them at least to their door sober. They don't have to get on a bus or, deal with all kinds of things being thrown right in their face right when they get out of treatment. Now, they go in their house and they find a bottle of liquor and they drink it. Well, there's nothing that the treatment center could have done to avoid that. There's nothing I could have done to avoid that. There's nothing this therapist could have done, or him or her. But that's the moment where it's up to that person. It's not up to the treatment center to fix somebody. It's obviously not up to me to fix anybody. It's not up to Marnie. It's not up to you. Mm-hmm. It's not up to your mom. It's not up to my mom. It's not up to their mom. It's not up to anybody except them. You and I, we had to figure out the hard way, the long, hard road that we had. Thank God we didn't drink today. We put together a few days in a row, and it's made a difference in our lives, and we love it. It's a lifestyle, and this new life that we live, we are grateful for. But we had to do it ourselves. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can learn tools. We can learn about ourselves, that we're not bad people. I think that's what I learned most about treatment. So when I first started going, I just thought I was just a piece of shit and that I was never going to change. And that, what? I hope next time I get drunk, I hope my liver does seize up again and I do die because I've lived a pretty good life. I was on the radio for a while, did some really cool things. I'm ready to go. The Lord takes me. Which, at that point, I had never been married. I don't have any kids. I was a very lonely person, but I brought that on myself. Nobody wanted to hang out with me when I was drunk. So, learning that, hey, the drinking is really causing, these problems. Well, what's bringing on the drinking? Well, it's loneliness and this and that. It gets to a point when you're so deep in the drug use where your body is, physically depending on it. So, it's scary. I don't want to be an alcoholic. I don't want to be that kind of guy that I see on TV or, the people you read about in the paper who caused an accident, and I don't want to be that guy. So I'm just going to keep over here and nobody's going to notice me. But when I went to treatment and started going to treatment, started listening and learning that, the alcohol, the effects that it has on your brain and the other drugs too, that it changes you and it changes the chemistry in your brain to where it's not saying it's not my fault because you'll have people tell you, well, it's your choice. You picked up the drink. I sure did. Yep. I saw it on TV and in movies and stuff when the soccer moms would come home and be like, oh my God, I had such a hard day. Let's have a drink. Mm-hmm. Or when people were celebrating after a big win. Yeah, let's go drink and party.
They get in a fight with their significant.
Yep. Well, I'm going to have a drink. Yeah. So that's what I did. Mm-hmm. I learned it from society. Thanks. But they didn't show the aftermath of that, you know? And so, but I just thought I was a bad person. But when I started learning that, I wasn't a bad person, and I'm not the only person in the world with this problem. It's similar. All the stories that you hear, you know, most of them are very similar. And the destructive path that alcohol causes. And I started putting it together that I'm not a bad person. So then you start kind of forgiving yourself. I mean, it's just a huge process. It's long. It's different for everybody. But for me, it was this the whole, you know, I have to forgive myself. I can't live in the past anymore. I have to move forward and keep going. But ultimately, it was me. You know, my mom, like I said, my mom couldn't do it for me. Nobody else could do it for me. I had to do it for myself. So to sit there, and I've been to some treatment centers that were horrible. I mean, just, I would tell some people to go there, but your worst enemy, you wouldn't, you know, send there. But at the end of the day, that made me not want to go back there. Mm-hmm. You know, I didn't want to really go back to treatment. I've been to some treatment centers that were just a blast. It was a great time. I had fun in there. And that was the first time I could really have fun in a long time, where I could laugh. And I realized that, hey, this feels good, this laughing thing. And I'm a guy who likes to laugh anyway. So it was just right up my alley to kind of change the mentality of it. You know, I don't have to be like, woe was me. I can be like, damn it, you know, I messed up again. And yeah, I feel like crap, but get back up and let's start going again. Easier said than done. But to sit there and blame a treatment center for my relapse, I don't know if I did that. My mom could probably chime in on that one. There were things I didn't like about certain people at places. One guy told me he knows what I was going through because he smoked weed in college. You know, and I was like, okay, can I have a new counselor, please? Like, I'm not going to tell you. You don't have a clue what I'm going through right now because you smoked some weed in high school or whatever. Like, that's silliness, you know? So there's people like that I would cross paths with, and I was just like, oh my God, this guy's not helping me. But to just put it on the treatment center or like, hey, well, get me somewhere else because I need to be fixed again. I remember one time I had relapsed real bad, and I just felt so small and just a piece of crap. And, you know, I told my mom, oh, I just need to go back to rehab. And she's like, the hell you do? And I was like, what? And normally she'd be like, well, get your ass to rehab. And it's like, what are you going to learn there that you haven't learned already, man? She doesn't talk like that, but pretty much that's what she said. You know, you've been to enough. Like, get up, put your big boy pants on, and let's go. You know, like, what are you going to do? Just sit there and mope about it? You know, are you going to go away again? Like, and she was right, you know, and I didn't. And I ended up enrolling back in school that semester, and I had a pretty good semester in school. I ended up buying a car. You know, I had a job, I think, somewhere. I'm not sure where. I have no idea where. Maybe shipped or something. I don't know. But, like, it was all right, though. And I was able to make it. And I'm glad that I did not go to treatment that time. Now, there was times clearly after I went back. But, like, at that time, at that moment, you know, she was right. You know, there was nothing I was going to learn there at that time. And maybe I would have. You know, maybe I would have. But either way, it happens how it happens. But just be careful when you start pointing the blame at treatment centers or stuff like that. Now, like I said, there can be people or situations that you're not real comfortable with. Like, okay, now this guy just said he's on my level, and he's clearly not. You know, like, how can I trust that guy? Or anything I say, he's going to just agree. Yep, I know what you mean, man, because I smoked pot in high school. Okay. But, yeah, what's your take on that? I mean, I went kind of all over the place there, but...
Oh, no. I mean, there's a couple things that I started thinking about when you were talking. But one of the things that definitely is there's so much truth to is, you know, definitely take advantage of the time that you're in treatment best you can. Like Corey's saying, like, he made it fun. You know, you can take the whole woe is me and I'm not supposed to be here, or I'm not as bad as, you know, these other people, you know, they're not like me, or they don't get me, or they don't know me. And the thing is everybody who's in there has been through something and is dealing with stuff. And, you know, addiction has affected their lives. You know, obviously they're there because there's something that needs to be dealt with. And there's feelings and emotions and things that you have to deal with that you aren't, maybe not ready to deal with right away. And so you take that time to kind of like peel those layers of that onion and get down to it all. And that's a scary thing. So it doesn't happen overnight. In fact, that's why I have a problem. Like, I've gone to treatment before for like 14 days. I'm like, that doesn't do anything. I'm just barely getting my feet wet, and then it's time to go. But then too, there's something to be said to what you were talking about, is at the end of the day, it's all about what's in you, your desire and your willingness and the effort that you want to put in to making those decisions, those tough decisions on doing the next right thing and staying sober. Because people can hold your hand all day long, but, there's going to come a time where you're going to be alone, and it's going to be up to you. Do you buy the bottle or not? Do you call your dealer or do you not? And that's the other thing, too, is, in my line of work, sober living. A lot of people choose sober living for a lot of good reasons. It exists for a reason. It's a place for people to be held accountable for staying clean and sober, especially because so many of us in addiction, when we're trying to start over and start fresh, we don't have anything, and we don't have any place to go that's safe. Everything we've known, everyone we've known is unhealthy. And so the best place you can be is someplace at least neutral, where you have resources to utilize. But you have to utilize them. We're back to, it's still up to you. Nobody's going to put your shoes on for you. Nobody's going to make you, dial the number to the therapist that you're supposed to talk to that day. There's responsibilities that you need to follow through with to make sure that you are the biggest, active person in your recovery. And I wish there was a magical place where it was it just, the obsession was lifted, but that takes work and it takes time. And, it's another thing too is, you can get complacent. You can get used to like just not picking up the bottle or not picking up the drug is not living in recovery. That's just, what are they, white knuckling, I guess, as some people call it, or dry drunk. But if you're not actually working on being a better you and living happy, and all you're doing is just not picking up, then that's not living in recovery. So the whole idea is finding that happiness and finding that new start and finding you again, finding you without having to have the drink or drug. And that is a journey that it's, when you find it and you find your path, you'll know it. And just to hang on to that. And that's hard too. I mean, every day is a challenge for myself, even. There's no guarantees. You can have 20 years, you can have 35 years, like the guy you hit on the other day. Mm-hmm. There's no guarantees. Every day is a reprieve. Every day we make a decision to stay clean. Or not, And are we prepared for the day? Are we prepared to make those decisions? Do we have the resource? Do we have the mindset? Are we in that mentality that not today, and I'm blessed enough today that I don't have, those urges. I don't have those thoughts in my head, but who's to say there might not come a day where I do, and I'm going to have to know how to handle those when they come. Mm-hmm. That's the most important thing.
You were talking about sober living being a great option for people, and especially if you're getting out of treatment, you're going home and you live alone. You might think, oh yeah, but that's my place, and it's so nice and so pretty, and I got this beautiful vehicle. And just wait a minute, that'll all be gone. So, like, I think I had a couple months left on my lease, but I ended up, having my parents. I think they went out and they cleared it out with my brother. But I was either go to live with my mom or go to sober living, and I had the codependency stuff going on where I would just like, yeah, we'll just let them take care of me, kind of. And I didn't want to do that anymore, so I made the choice to go to sober living. But if you're just going to go home after treatment and live by yourself in your little apartment, probably not a good idea. You know, do sober living. Do the stuff that you're like, but I don't want to do it. Well, that's when you need to, like my mom would say,
you will lie to yourself.
Put them big boy pants on.
Yeah, you will tell yourself, it's where I'm comfortable. You know, it's what I know, and it's going to be, I'm just going to take these tools that I learned in treatment with me back to my single bed apartment. And, yeah, I mean, I'd like to say that what works, but I'm honestly, more often than not, what I've seen that's not, it's not the healthiest thing to do. You know, you got to be involved and make good decisions.
Yeah, and you can sit there and make excuses for yourself all day. Oh, this guy is mad. This guy is picking on me. This guy don't like me. All day long, you can write those down. It doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with you being in recovery. Those little problems, you can deal with them. You can really easy to deal with them when you're sober. Talk to somebody. You know, like, is somebody bullying you? Go talk to them. You know, like, and you'll find at the end of the day, no, they were probably just sick of you doing something. You know, who knows? Right. But, you know, whining about it is not going to solve the problem. You know, but doing the things that you need to do, go to the meetings. Well, I don't like meetings. Well, learn to like them. Make them fun. Oh, but I don't know what else to do. Well, make a schedule for yourself. I'm going to shower from 7 to this, and then you're going to go for a walk. You know, find stuff to do. You said find yourself. It's hard. It's scary. It's different because here we are sober. We don't know what to do. Been drinking for 20 years. Like, well, what do I like? I don't know. You know, fortunately and not fortunately, but I was kind of thrown to that realization of, well, what do I do? What do I like? And I don't know. You know, I started going to Hobby Lobby, you know, trying to draw and paint, and I don't know. I have a picture hanging on the hallway that people say looks like a vagina. To me, it just looks like art. It's abstract, but everybody's just like, that looks like a vagina. I was like, well, where's your mind at? But I don't know. There were some pictures that I just really like, and it, like I said, it's abstract. It doesn't mean anything except the only thing what it means to me is a point in my life where I didn't know what was going on. You know, and that's why I keep it. You know, so I mean, as people walk by, that looks like a stupid vagina, which I think is impossible to even put those words in a sentence. Stupid vagina, but it's not. And for me, like I said, it means something totally different, and that's why I keep it. You know, and hang in my hallway. So you know, figure out things that you like to do. And I found out I'm not very good at painting, but it's cool. I like it. You know, and I probably should do it a little bit more if I had time. Into really making t-shirts now, which is
oh man, t-shirt central all up in here. Like I'm like, wow.
From small to 4XL, we got it.
Yeah, it's like a little factory. T-shirt.
We're gonna bring them to Paw Paw when we go.
When is that anyway?
I want to say July 25th. I'm just throwing it off the top of my head.
Yeah.
You know, the recovery rally. I didn't say first annual.
I know you didn't.
But it is. Technically, and we'll talk about that as it gets closer. We'll have Courtney on. Yeah.
Is she the one that's in Papa?
I think, yeah. Pretty sure. Something like that.
Oh, it's been a minute.
Yeah, it has. So, yeah, find something you like to do, and it's up to you. You know, go for 3 walks a day. I don't know. Treat yourself. Go out to lunch with yourself. You know, nothing wrong with that. So those are just some little things, but nobody's going to do it for you. You're going to have to, you know, step up, do it yourself. I was talking to a guy recently, and he's kind of having a hard time with it, and he's getting too anxious about 8 steps ahead, and I'm like, whoa, how about we just deal with step 1? You know, because he had been drinking, you know, for a couple weeks, I think, and maybe longer. But the first step is, hey, let's make sure you can get detox without dying. You know, go home and one job, don't drink. You know, just don't drink, and start putting your life back together. You know, hit some meetings, find some friends. I don't have any. Find some. Where are we going to find? I don't know. Friends.com. Who knows? But you'll find people at meetings, say, hey, can we talk? Want to go fishing? Like, what do you like to do? Even say that in the meeting. I don't know what I like to do. Anybody have any suggestions?
That's a great idea.
Somebody says, well, I like to fish. Well, can I go with you? Mm-hmm. I don't know if I like fishing. I think it's really called waiting. Like going back to the hunting thing. But there's so many ways, but you have to do it. Nobody's going to come and knock on your door. Hey, I heard you need a friend today. Heard you're lonely. Let me come over. Want me to help you do anything? Okay, I'll just listen to you, bitch. Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to do that.
Yeah, there was one guy I was talking to, and he's like, I was thinking about, he's like, and we can't, we can't allow animals in sober living houses. So he just started walking people's dogs for free. Like a dog walker, just like for locally, and he loved it. Like, because he was still looking for a real job. And that made him happy. It's good exercise, and he loves animals, and it's, you're meeting the owners of these dogs, and I thought it was super smart. I was like, way to think outside the box, stuff like that.
There's one guy we both know, and I'm not going to mention his name, but we'll just call him Dustin. And he likes to just kind of lay around a little bit, like working on his recovery. Not really top priority, but staying busy is, which, okay, but you get so overwhelmed with staying busy that you forget to put your recovery first. Recovery has to come first. Meetings have to come first, your well-being has to come first. But a job, yeah, okay, it's cool to make money, but do you need the money to live? Then, okay, sure, maybe, but your recovery still has to come first. And there's nothing wrong with putting it first, Don't look at it like, oh, gotta go to a stupid meeting. Change that shit. Change it around in your brain, man. Flip it. You can flip that script, and how you think about things, how you word things. Flip it. But the guy that, when I say we're going to call him Dustin, he saw a woman. I was driving said guy home the other day, and he sees a woman with a, what do we call it? Booty, walking some dogs, like right across the street. And he is just like, damn, and I was like, see? I was like, you should get your ass over there and ask her if she's walking those dogs for money or if she needs help. Way to meet people. Not saying that he's going to date her or hook up or anything, but meet people, talk to people, be friendly. Maybe she could have been like, oh my God, yeah, I had to run home to walk these dogs. Hey, can you do this? I'll give you $40, like you said, like that guy, like opportunity.
Yeah.
But instead, let's just play on Facebook and talk to Messenger and see who's on. Some chicks I could talk to, holler at.
Right, and it's all about balance. It's all about, but yeah, putting your recovery first, and you'll come to figure out when you're doing whatever you're doing, if it's good for you and your recovery. You know what I mean? And this is like what you're saying. Going to a meeting or talking to your therapist is not the only thing that you do in a day that's working towards your recovery. It's the little things. It's the finding new hobbies. It's the waking, getting yourself up in the morning and, getting your day started, taking a shower early, eating a good breakfast, going for that walk, calling your sister or your mom and checking in, tell them you love them. In your soul, you'll know, like, this is me working on my recovery. It doesn't necessarily have to be doing step work or calling your sponsor. That's not like, those are pieces too. But that's not what it's all about. It's all about balance and making healthy decisions and good choices.
Mm-hmm. Put a puzzle together. Like, you don't know if you don't like putting puzzles together. Have you put one together lately? I haven't.
You'll love puzzles. I wish I had another bedroom to have a puzzle board.
We need a bigger house.
Because I feel like the cat would knock it over. And then I would be angry. See, I'm preventing anger issues.
Oh, she would do it like a little a-hole, too. She'd get up there and just look at you. No, she would wait
till I was like, yeah. Like staring at you while she did it.
Yeah. And you say no, and she'll look at you and go.
And it would be like slow motion, like, no.
She talks back a little. Knocks him off. Nico, no.
He's doing the.
So she does. She'll look at you and she'll just tell you no. She'll be like, You tell her,
That's your cat impression.
Nico, that's a no. Like when she was on my computer earlier trying to scratch it up, I was like, Nico, no. She just looks at me and is like, I was like, no.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I got a 1,000-piece puzzle that I was really excited about. I was like, I can't do it because, and not that I can't do it because it would obviously it would take time, so I'd have to sit there. And I'm like, I do not, especially because she loves to lay on important stuff. If you know that if it's something that you pay attention to and that you focus on and work on, she wants to sit on it. Like she wants to just like lay exactly on it. Calendars, work, paperwork. She's all about that.
How about that paperwork life? And I bought her like a little bed that she can sit because she likes to come in the office or studio or whatever when I'm in here, and she'll sit on the end of the desk, and it's like an L-shaped desk, and she sits on like the bottom part of it. I guess you could say the bottom part of the L. And so I was like, I'll get her this little kitty bed, and I tried to get her one before, and she had nothing to do with it. So like I bought her this one, and she kind of looked at it like, "What is that?" She wouldn't get on it, and then I put papers on it, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, like, this is what I'm talking about, like paper time. Yeah, I'll be all over this."
Yeah,
she's funny, but I don't know. There's a little bit of recovery talk for you today, right out the gate.
Yep,
right out the gate. Now we can talk about silly stuff. Not really silly stuff, but I think this is going to ease my mind a lot, and it'll cost double what we pay, but I think my peace of mind is way worth it.
This is about the app.
Yes, that app. See, right now we use...
It will be worth my peace of mind.
Oh my God, I know, right?
People. So just let's all support him on this one.
We use, which I do not recommend. 100% I don't recommend it. I'll explain why more in a minute. Appy Pie is their name of the company I use now. I was looking around. I didn't know, about what app is better, what app's not. I was kind of going with pricing too, is playing a huge factor in it. And it was $400 or $490 or something like that for the app for a year. And since we're a nonprofit, Apple waives the $100 fee that they charge people. So that, saved us money there. And I don't think Google has one for the Android. I don't think there's any kind of fee. Maybe it's like $35. They might have waived that too. I'm not sure. But it's just been such a pain in the ass. Like nothing on our app works right. I can't put things into the app that I wanted to. So then I end up basically just taking it and putting links to shoot it to our website, which already kind of has an app, which is another confusing thing for people, through Wix, because we have Wix is who we use for our website. So it's pretty much I just have this app that I'm just shooting back to our website, and they're like, oh, you got to have something native on there. So I try to do the audio thing and have a RSS feed through that. It goes right to Spreaker. So anyway, they can't get that right. It works for the Android, doesn't work for Apple. I'm losing my mind with these people. I'm telling the guy, he's telling me we need to take everything off our app because they can't have a donation because Apple won't allow that. And I'm like, well, our donation's not on the app. It's on the website. And he's like, nope. And just, they're so condescending. And I've been asking them for months to fix things. Nothing gets fixed. And then they're still just very condescending. They're out of India. And I'm talking with Bob and Mike.
Man.
So it's just, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's horrible. It's a waste of money, I feel. And I've been looking at other sites, and I found this one. Most High is the app that I found, which you probably...
It's ironic.
Yeah, but it's weird. And I think it means most high, for Jesus, for God,
I thought it was going to be stars.
No, it's kind of a recovery app, but I came across them and
it's an app for an app.
Well, no, but they have an app. They're they're 217 recovery. Mm-hmm. And so I was looking at some of the stuff they do in videos. I'm like, this, and I showed it to you the other day. Yeah. I was like, this is the stuff that I kind of want to do, and this is what I envisioned when we had the app. And none of it was possible with this cookie cutter ass app. And I guess you get what you pay for. But I had talked to Subsplash. That's the name of the app that they have, or the company that, has that app. And it's mainly for churches and stuff like that. But since we're a nonprofit, they're all about it. But I really like what they had to offer. Like a basic plan for us with not too many bells and whistles, like $100 a month. So it goes from $490 or whatever it was to $1,200 a year. But I think it would be worth it. I definitely would talk about, because I still at the end of the show be like, hey, go see our app. But there's really nothing for people to go there for. Go to our website. It's the same damn thing.
Right.
But if we actually have stuff on the app, there's ways that we can tie in stuff from AA every day. I can
daily reflections.
Yeah, we can have that posted every single day, and stuff to actually drive people to use the app. And
I think that's good.
If they want to see Anna's blog, they could go there. If they want to go to an AA meeting,
yeah,
they can go there. And our Zoom meetings will be starting soon. Justin's going to host those, and it'll tell you when the next meeting is. Maybe we'll have them every day. Who knows? If we get enough volunteers, but that way, right at your fingertips. You don't have to go, let me go to Google and type AA Zoom, or nope. Let's go to 217 Recovery app. All right, where's the next meeting? Okay, I'm go there, and then boom, click link, everything right there for you. Mm-hmm. I think. Is
there a link to that intergroup, AA intergroup? If you type in AA meetings online now, that's how I originally was looking for meetings. That's how I got hooked up with it will literally tell you, it figures out geographically where you are, and then it will tell you what's available at that very moment, or
intergroup.
Intragroup.
Intra. Mm-hmm. INTRA.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know how I stumbled upon that, but I've utilized that many times, and it's it will tell you if it's
There's intra, look, with an I. There's no, it's INTER.
No, INTRA.
Nope.
Anyway.
It's weird that it just went away. Were you sober when you were looking up this group?
Yes, I was. I printed it out, actually, and said this is the website that if you type in AA meetings online now, it's one of the options of that pop up in the browser.
Well, there's there's online intergroup. Browse the OIAA meeting directory.
Mm-hmm. I think that's it.
Well, this is intergroup.
Is it inter?
Yeah, with an I though.
I know. I said it was with an I.
Doesn't look like it's.
All right. Anyway,
that's confusing. Anyway, so yeah. Ours could be cooler than that. But just as far as Zoom meetings go, I'm not talking about. You could. You got time. Yeah, all we would need is just somebody to get a list of them together, and we could throw them up there. It wouldn't be that hard. But, people listen to us from all over the country, so I like the idea, if we could find this website of yours that you say exists out there, that would be nice to have a link to them. But
we'll find it. I'll find it.
Yeah. Okay. We'll be waiting. Yeah. So I don't know. We have to talk it over with the board.
Yeah.
And see if they're down for it. But I don't know. For my peace of mind, I'm down.
Sounds good.
We could always ask for more donations from people, and people that do listen to the podcast. Kick down $2-3, and that's another thing. Right now we have our donations, and I really don't talk about that right now either, because it's the percent we pay is kind of a lot, and this company has their own where it's only 2%, 2.3%, something like that, which is better than a lot better than what we're paying now per donation. So that's something that we could look at too. We could still use Square when we go out to do events to sell stuff. Still use our card reader or whatever, but that way we can drive donations, and I wouldn't feel so bad. Now when's the last time I said, hey, donate?
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
There's a reason for it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, go to Facebook and create a donation for us and do it that way. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully that'll come together soon. And I just want people to be able to use it, and I want it to be functional. And what we have now is just, it's not, and
I know you're frustrated with it, so I think that's going to be a good investment.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate you listening. I think that's all I got today.
All right. Good stuff.
I always have people that I want to shout out to on Shout Out Thursdays, and I forget them.
Yeah, I know. Maybe we need to write it down.
I know, but I never do. Luke. Mm-hmm. But I think we shout out to Luke all the time. And Shane. Mm-hmm. Shane's going to be on Saturday.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's throw that out there.
Shelly.
Yeah. And then the other Shelly. Shannon.
Are you gonna just do the name game?
No,
no. These are real people. I'm just not gonna be throwing out last names because
I'm trying to think of where people were listening from.
No, I think it's cool because I've actually had people approach me that have asked other people to listen or have kind of like put the bug in their ear that it's something to listen to, even if they aren't in recovery. And I've gotten feedback from those individuals, and that has been awesome to hear from people that are listeners that aren't actually in addiction themselves. They're familiar with addiction. They know addiction in some capacity or another, but they get a lot out of it. So I thought that was cool.
That is cool.
Like family members we've had, that tune in. Get into our brains. It's a scary place sometimes.
So, oh, Jesus Lord. They changed all their stuff around. So, they have, Spreaker gives us statistics. And, I don't believe any of them. I mean, it's good when there's, big numbers. I'll be like, yeah, we had, 20,000. We have, 30,000. We have, 40,000 downloads. And, that's all cool, but I don't believe any of it. But it's cool to look at for a minute. But it says, though, and I'm sorry if you're a woman, but only men have ever downloaded our podcasts.
How would they know that information?
Because it's under the demographics. It's 100% men. Again.
Well, that's completely untrue because I myself have downloaded things. So
maybe you're a man.
Well, how are they getting? That's skewed. You can't believe anything that thing says now.
I know, but it's still fun to look at cities and.
Oh yeah, that part.
Washington, Virginia, Houston, Texas, Traverse City. These are the top. Seattle, Washington, Chicago, Lansdowne, Pennsylvania. Sayre, that's Sayre,
Sayre, probably.
Sayre, Pennsylvania.
So we can shout out to cities. That's cool.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
New Baltimore, Michigan. What's up? I went there. New Baltimore. I know where that's at. It's over by Detroit.
Detroit.
Yeah. And then Detroit's underneath that, and then Vernon Hills, Illinois.
Those are a couple of new places I haven't heard of. I mean, I haven't heard of them tuning in.
This is just the past week. The past week, where's my boy? Where's James Deere at?
Oh, right. Australia.
Break the chain. It's not Australia.
But Australia used to listen. Mm-hmm. Still, I don't know if they still do.
And then Newfoundland or whatever. What was it?
India.
No, New Zealand. That's what it was. My bad. But they're not on here. India is up there. Russian Federation and Morocco. That's it for the last week. Last 30 days. Oh, there's my New Zealand people. All right. But still, India number 2. There's still a lot of people in India, but Canada, Germany, Turkey, Singapore, Netherlands. Now this one for the past month, Traverse City is number 1, Washington, Virginia, Pinckney, Michigan, Houston, Texas, Petoskey, Michigan, Lansdowne, Pennsylvania, East Syracuse, New York, Tacoma, Washington, Eden Prairie, Minnesota, New Baltimore. And then there's like 50% make up the other. So sorry if you didn't hear your city, it's because Spreaker stats are liars, or because you need to get more friends listening in your city.
There you go.
There we go. And like for people listening, like my hometown, my home area, you know, Southwest Michigan, like St. Joe, Ben Harbor, Coloma, Watervliet, tell your friends, listen, have a listening party. Just download the hell out of some episodes. Just go to town, then listen to them. Because I think that has a part to play in some of the people who will put these stats together, because some will just like, hey, if it's downloaded, it's there you go, counts.
Right.
And some you have to download it, you have to listen to it, which isn't that hard sometimes. Listen to these podcasts,
Right.
put you right to sleep.
Or yeah, if you're doing laundry, or if you're making dinner, whatever, put it on. Baking cookies. Making pie.
Balancing
whatever.
your checkbook to figure out how much you can donate to 217 Recovery. Just little things like
Little
that.
things, no, whatever.
But yeah, I'll let you know about the new app. I'm going to tell her on Monday. I might just tell her tomorrow. Like, let's go ahead and run with it. But I guess that is the old me though. That's the addict. Like, I need it now. Let's go now. And we should talk to the board about it and just run it by a few more people just to make sure. Like, hey, are we doing the right thing? Maybe look around a little bit more. It's like buying a car. You don't want to just
Right.
Well, you do, but you don't. But yeah, I'll hold off till Monday and then we'll make a decision. But when we have the new app ready, we'll push it like crazy for sure.
Sounds good.
And because it'll be something fun, there'll be a reason for people to go there. Like I said, the app that we have now, go to our website, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
So that's going to be a work in progress. Get excited about that.
yeah, maybe we'll have it ready for Tyrone, which I'm very excited about.
Me too.
And he'll be on the show on the 5th.
Our good friend Tyrone.
So
he's the voice in the beginning of the open.
This guy.
Man,
Yeah, that man.
We're gonna get more drops. We're gonna have all kinds
Oh
of
my
fun with
gosh,
Tyrone.
you
So
guys, he's hilarious.
that's Easter, right?
Yeah, Easter Sunday. So for his first day here.
It'll be Easter, which his religion doesn't recognize.
That's irrelevant.
So we'll play Easter trivia. We'll play Christian trivia with Tyrone. He'll be like, what? It'll be fun though. Tyrone's he's a cool guy, man. It's gonna be so much fun to have him back.
Yeah.
For sure. But cool. All right. Well, thank you so much for listening, and some exciting things on the way. We do have a ton of t-shirts, so if you're interested, hit us up.
Hats.
Oh yeah. I already talked about that, didn't I?
Not today.
Oh, sorry. PGI and Petoskey. We were trying to go with this place in Florida because I tried to reach out to PGI and somehow the emails got sent away. I don't know, but there was some miscommunication there. So I started going with this place in Florida, and they couldn't do the basic ass design. In their website has like all this craziness going on. You're like, wow, they're designing that. So I just asked for 217 Recovery, just letters, and it's blowing their mind. They can't put it together, and they're like, well, I don't think. Finally, they gave up. So I reached back out to PGI, and they're just like, yeah, it looks pretty easy. That's Impact font, right? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's not gonna be a problem. I'm like, well, just let me see it before. I'm like, okay, but it's not gonna be a problem. That'll be very simple. And I'm like, because these people in Florida, man, I don't know, they're stressing. Like I just sent them like the Da Vinci Code or something and wanted them to put it on a hat and wrap it around, and yeah. So that he ordered the hats. Should be, I'd say next week you should see
Hopefully.
a prototype just to make sure. And then, I don't know, probably take them a week or two to bang those out.
You're going to go pick them up?
Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. You'll see my people in Petoskey, Boyne City.
Had a meeting?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nice. And go to the Charlevoix meetings. There's one on Wednesday with my boy Tom. Mm-hmm. I say he was my boy. He could be my grandfather, obviously. But Tom's cool as hell. But yeah. Yeah, that'd be fun. And then maybe we can sell the hats out before we can get back home.
Oh, shoot.
That'll make some people mad, but we'll just get some more. Just get some more.
Yeah.
Man.
Thanks for listening. 217recovery.com is our website. We do have resources on there. You can check out our pictures of our faces and stuff. It's there. But read our blogs as well. And thanks for listening. Appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care and stay sober.
Good night.